Okay, this is the Star Wars movie tier list. Okay, let's start with A New Hope. I don't have an F tier or E tier because none of the movies are that bad. The worst one is a D tier, and we'll get to that later. So first, A New Hope. I'm going to put this one in B tier. So, probably I would have liked this one better if I didn't watch it right after episode 3, where it has a bunch of fight scenes, and this one has barely any fight scenes. But I think that Luke is a bit of an annoying character in this movie. The lightsaber duel is probably the best part, and the ending space fight on the Death Star is also kind of cool. So, I think that makes it B tier. Next. Let's go for Return of the Jedi. This is an improvement over New Hope in almost every way. The characters, I guess you could say, there's more time spent at Jabba's palace in the beginning than there should have been. There should have been, in my opinion. But I think that's my only major problem with it. I still have some little problems, like the Ewoks are a little annoying, but overall, I think it's an A tier movie. Here's one that people are going to get mad at me for putting so high. This movie is not S tier. It is probably here for me, above A New Hope and B tier. Now, yeah, the Anakin and Padme thing is... The Anakin and Padme romance is obviously the worst part. Obviously, everyone should be able to agree with that. But the Camino part is pretty cool. The entire finale on Geonosis, the entire 45 segment of the movie's also cool, which is why I think I would put it in B tier. Next, The Force Awakens. So this movie has the exact same plot as A New Hope. But I guess there's some... Yeah, it has the exact same plot as A New Hope. So, it has some good stuff, I don't know, it just feels exactly like... This movie and this movie feel the same. I guess Han Solo's death scene is okay. I never thought it was anything that special, so... Yeah, it's just pretty much everything is average. Nothing is really super bad about it, but nothing is really good about it either. So it's C tier. Let's do The Phantom Menace next. This one probably here behind The Force Awakens. The ending fight scene is obviously the best part, but Jar Jar is kind of annoying. I don't know. Everyone thinks he's super annoying. I find him a little annoying. Not that annoying, just more annoying than a character should be by a little bit. Still, I don't think he's really annoying. Some other stuff. The pod racing. I don't think the pod racing. The pod racing. I don't think is that cool. It's okay. So overall, it's the same thing as The Force Awakens, where a lot of the stuff is just done okay. A lot of the stuff is just not really bad, but not really good either. So I'm gonna that's why I would put this one also in C tier. Okay, let's get to the worst one. Rise of the Skywalker, D tier. It's not good. There's just too much unexplained stuff, Rey gets healing abilities, and she can just teleport stuff. The teleporting thing, here's the thing. So, she has the Force connection with Kylo. And in the final fight, she shouldn't be able to just teleport to him on first try. No, I say first try because in order to do something like that, you'd have to probably practice it a couple times for that to work. But so, it's pretty bad. It has some good. It has some good stuff, like the Death Star 2 lightsaber fight is cool, I guess. What else is good about this one? What's good about this one? can't really think of anything else that's that good. It's just, I don't know. Just none of the new characters are really good either. So that's why I think it's bad. What's next? Let's do Rogue One next. I'm going to put it here. B tier under. I do think that all the characters except Jyn and Cassian are stupid. I think most people can agree with me on that. We'll give this a smiley face. That's for the tier list. This movie, it's good overall. The Vader scene is cool. The final battle on Scarif is also kind of cool. I think here is one thing that I haven't heard anyone else mention. I think the time they're on Edo is filler. I don't think anyone else has ever mentioned that. But yeah, that's what I think. So that's why I put it in low B tier. I've emphasized that it's low B tier. Solo is a little worse than Rogue One. I think I'll put it here. Still some good stuff, but I think that overall, I mean, the villains don't feel like villains. Dryden and Beckett don't really feel like villains. They feel like normal characters who turn bad at the last second. Like some other bad twist villains. Okay, I don't think they're really twist villains, because I guess Beckett is sort of a twist villain, but you can tell that Dryden's gonna be a bad guy, because I don't know, you can tell. I think that the actor who plays Han Solo is good. I don't think he's bad like most other people do. So, for that, I would put it in C tier. Same thing as the other C tier ones, where most of the stuff is just okay. So, next, The Last Jedi. Here's another movie where pretty much everything is just done okay. Put it there. I guess the best, the Canto Bight subplot is bad. Most people can probably agree with me on that, I think. So I still think it's one of the things where most of the stuff is done okay and not really good. Here's the thing with Rey and Kylo's relationship. It's like in the first movie, Force Awakens, they hate each other, makes sense. And then she likes him in this movie, then they hate each other in the beginning of this movie again, and then they just start liking each other towards the end again. Yeah. That's why I think the sequel trilogy is the worst out of all the groups of the movies, because technically the non-episodic ones aren't a trilogy, but they're still like a group of Star Wars movies. Whatever. The Empire Strikes Back is going to be right behind Return of the Jedi for me. It's going to be right behind Return of the Jedi. It's the same thing where probably watching this right after episode 3, because this stuff doesn't have as much action scenes in it. But I think this one is a step up in other way. I think the reason this one is better is just because there's more action stuff in it. That's why. And just a lot of the stuff is... So I don't... Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the stuff is good, but I think the fact that Luke kind of is just on Dagobah the whole time, and that he's just kind of boring, is why I think it's worse than Return of the Jedi. But still, I think most of the stuff is done pretty good. Now, Revenge of the Sith. This is the best Star Wars movie. And yeah, that's why. Pretty much everything is done perfectly about it. Other than some of the dialogue is not that good. That's pretty much my only problems with Revenge of the Sith. Everything else is done pretty much perfectly. So here's a recap of the tier list. And if you didn't know this, that the closer it is to the more left it is means it's better. So this is the worst one, and then this And then this is the second worst one. This is the third worst. This is the fourth worst. This is the fifth worst, if you didn't know that. So, yeah. Here's it. Here's the tier list again. S tier, Revenge of the Sith. A tier, Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back. B tier, Attack the Clones, A New Hope, Rogue One. C tier, Solo, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Phantom Menace. D tier, Rise of Skywalker. I think that's a pretty accurate tier list.